So here's a fundamental and essential understanding so you can build trust in Canada. Click here the subscribe button and set up the alert if you want. And if the content is useful, please let us know hitting the like button. One thing that's vital that we realize very clearly with business people coming from emerging countries to Canada is that there is a 6-month approach, let's say, as opposed to a 2 years approach. What do I mean and how do we see that? Let's get into details here. In emerging countries, let's look at some characteristics of what happens back home. First, significant changes in the business environment may happen very quickly and overnight. And that causes windows of opportunity to be very short-lived, right? So it's very important to be successful in business back home to be able to act very quickly, right? There's not much focus on long-term because that's not very useful, right? It's too far away, too uncertain, so there is less planning. Why would I invest so much time in something that will never materialize anyways? So because all this focus is on the short term and the windows of opportunities and let's do something before something changes, there is usually less patience. There is a very strong focus on quick action and a desire for quick results, right? And there's really a bit of an impatience with the long-term game, right? It's much more important to get it done than to get it right. Okay, let's adjust and fix later. Let's just get that going, get that flowing, and then if there's some adjustments we need to do, let's deal with it later. And I want results within 6 months. That's a very typical package of behavior that you usually observe with business people coming from emerging countries. Let's look how it works in Canada though. In Canada, there is a society that is focused on conditions and on the business environment. What do I mean by that? If there is something that's wrong, people will be putting pressure and trying to change the rule, the regulation. It's not people are going to say, well, whatever, I'm not going to pay attention to this, I just find the best possible way for me. People usually are trying to fix things in a more permanent way. Meaning, how do I fix this so I don't have to deal with it anymore? So that mindset brings more planning, right? And credibility typically comes from planning. You see a bigger prevalence of thorough plans with multiple dimensions. What do I mean? Yeah, let's look at the commercial side, but the operational side and the financial side and the people side. Like, people tend to be questioned about different aspects. It's not just, oh, can you deliver this to me? Fine, what's the price? Let's do it. People will want to know, well, but can you deliver the right amounts? What's gonna happen? And how do I know you're gonna be able? What's about the packaging? What about the payment conditions? There's gonna be more dimensions being considered in a commercial relationship. Here's where it's really important. It's really important to be able to communicate these plans in summaries, in ways that are very quick for people to understand. It's not a matter of writing 48-page business plans. Perhaps the matter of putting your plan in a 1-page or 2 pages so that people see what you're thinking. People want to know that you have thought things through and that you're preparing for the long run, right? So there's this focus on credibility that comes from planning. And in terms of timing, what's the Canadian vision about timing? That something that's hurried, it kind of automatically connects in people's brain a lack of preparation, and it connects a certain degree of amateurism. It's amateur. It's not professional, right? It's amateur. So there is this importance to get it right, even if it's going to take a little longer. Remember, in emerging countries, it's get it done, and getting right, we're going to fix it later. We're going to adjust. Canadians tend to prefer, okay, let's make sure we get it right, even if it takes a little longer. And typically, people will want to see plan for 2 years. People want to understand from you that you have at least a 2-year visibility. And what is the problem for your business? If you're a business person from an emerging country and you're here in Canada or you're coming to Canada, what may be the problems for you from this short-term approach? Well, people will pay attention according to their values, to the way their society works, not according to the way you want them to pay attention about it. So it's useless to come with a presentation. No, I'm going to show them that that's the way they should be thinking. No, they're going to be thinking the way they're thinking. So are you going to be perceived as ready or as an amateur? Don't come across as unprepared, as an amateur, as not reliable, not committed. Let's remember, emerging market creativity combined with the Canadian infrastructure creates very powerful global solutions. It is good to be a foreign-born business person in Canada, but how do you leverage that? Well, we are used to helping the path of success for businesses of different sizes, different stages. We have our program, Your Business in Canada. There's the link here in the description. Take a look.